विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ओम नमस्तेस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यंबकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकंठाय मृत्युंजयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ओम नमः ताराय नमः शंभवे च मयो भवे च नमः शंकराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च। ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ओम आपदाम भारतारंदातारं सर्वसंपदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। नमोस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रमानिलेभ्यः नमोस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः। ओम श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। ओम श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण शत्रुघ्नेभ्यो नमः। अध्यात्म रामायण महात्म्यांतर्गत श्रीराम श्री शिव दक्षिणामूर्ति नमस्काराः। ओम रामं विश्वमयं वन्दे रामं वन्दे रघुद्वहं रामं विप्रवरं वन्दे रामं श्यामाग्रजं भजे यस्य वागं श्रुतश्च्यूतं रम्यं रामायणामृतं शैलजासेवितं वन्दे तं शिवं सोमरूपिणं सच्चिदानन्दसन्दोहं भक्तिभूतिविभूषणं पूर्णानन्दमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं शङ्करं स्वयं अज्ञानध्वान्तसंहर्त्री ज्ञानालोकविलासिनी चन्द्रचूडवचश्चन्द्र चन्द्रिकेयं विराजते जयति रघुवंशतिलकः कौसल्यानन्दिवर्धनो रामः दशवदननिधनकारी दाशरथि पुण्डरीकाक्षः अप्रमेयत्रयातीत निर्मलज्ञानमूर्तये मनोगिरां विदुराय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अथ श्रीमद्ब्रह्माण्डपुराणान्तर्गत अध्यात्म रामायणं बालकाण्डं प्रथमः सर्गः श्रीरामहृदयं प्रार्थनाश्लोकाः। ॐ यः पृथ्वीभरवारणाय दिविजैः सम्प्रार्थितश्चिन्मयः सञ्जातः पृथिवीतले रविकुले माया मनुष्यो व्ययः निश्चक्रं हतराक्षसः पुनरगात् ब्रह्मत्वमाद्यं स्थिराम कीर्तिं पापहरां विधाय जगतां तं जानकीशं भजे। विश्वोद्भवस्थितिलयादिश हेतुमेकं मायाश्रयं विगतमायमचिन्त्यरूपम् आनन्दसान्द्रमबलं निजबोधरूपं सीतापतिं विदिततत्त्वमहं नमामि। पठन्ति ये नित्यमनन्यचेतसः शृण्वन्ति चाध्यात्मिकसंहितं शुभं रामायणं सर्वपुराणसम्मतं निर्धूतपापाहरिमेव यान्ति ते अध्यात्मरामायणमेव नित्यं पठेद्यदिच्छेद्भवबन्धमुक्तिं गवां सहस्रायुधकोटिदानात् फलं लभेद्य शृणुयात् स नित्यं पुरारिगिरिसम्भूता श्रीरामार्णवसङ्गता अध्यात्मरामगङ्गेयं पुनातिभुवनत्रयं पुनातिभुवनत्रयम्। What a beautiful shastram, Adhyatma Ramayanam. In that Balakandam, first Sarga itself, Sri Rama HRUDAYAM, Sri Rama Swarupam, is being taught both by Brahma to Narada, Shiva to Uma, Hanuman ji ko Sita ji, and to same Hanuman, Lord Rama. Now, sometimes we have to understand precisely also the things, many a time detailedly, to remove all the doubts and questions. Precisely, if you want to understand, are only these three, four. One, there is Parabrahma Tattva. Second, there is Paramatma in the Ishvara Rupa doing Sushti Sthilaya, or Rama the Avatar Rupa coming and doing the Dharma Samstapana, in which the Leelas are there of killing Ravana. Itya. Now, point is what? Whether there is Parabrahma, whether Rama is there or not. Point is, what about you? You have these three options. What are the three? First option is, don't believe in Parabrahma, don't believe in Rama, live in yourself as an individual, bound with your own upadhi, as an isolated jiva with your own arrogance, with your own small little abilities, debilities. Pakka samsara. The other two options are there. One, accept presence of Rama, surrender to him with devotion, be blessed by him. Other thing, accept the presence of Parabrahma, identify with that in your own transcendence of your own upadhis. Among these three options, the one who chooses the first one is Pakka Samsari. The second one who is choosing is through bhakti is at least evolving in his happiness in the inner and outer world. The one who discovers the third thing, third option, where he discovers oneness with the Brahma Tattva, is finally liberated. Again, there is a fourth option where by doing upasana to that Rama, our upadhis become refined and empowered and divinized. Our position also grows. Isn't it? उपाधियों का अच्छी तरह तैयार कराते हुए उसके अनुसार, लाइक क्लास 2 अनएम्प्लॉयड ओनली सेकंड क्लास पढ़ा है, उसको क्या नौकरी मिलता है? छोटा ही है, 10th पास, कम से कम ही कैन राइट एन अकाउंट्स. ग्रेजुएट है, ही इज गिवन लिटिल इंटेलेक्चुअल जॉब, he learned all the computer ityadi, he'll be given technical jobs, he has done even PG mano, he'll be qualified more. If he has done doctorate or PhD research, along. See, these are all the improvements in our upadhi samarthya. Accordingly, we are given posts and promotions. So too, I can evolve in my status of inner and outer life by improvising upadhis. In this, up to what level I can go? I can go up to Mahat Brahma Hiranyagarbha level. Yet it is not realization. Realization is only in Nirupadhika Brahma. Final Mukti is Nirupadhika Brahma. Then from this small jiva, directly you can go to Brahma Tattva, or slowly revolving in your Upadhi, come to the higher level. From there also you can go to Brahma Tattva. Choice is always there. From here, straight away withdrawing from all identity, meditating on Adhyatma Rama is called Sadhya Mukti. Directly. Other things, slowly you are evolving in Upadhis. With more refined Upadhis, there are chances of more getting bound also, because those Upadhis being equipped, refined and powerful, they have more access to higher and greater joys, sukhas of the worldliness. So, like पैसे जितना ज़्यादा है, उसको अच्छा उपयोग करने का भी मौका होता है. जैसा today we chanted in that Bhikshu Gita, he mentioned the 10, 12 anartha when you have the wealth. Earning, spending, protecting, saving, developing. In all these, there is a problem with the wealth. And when the wealth is there, it tempts us to do so many negativities. Today we chanted in 23rd chapter of Bhagavata, if you remember in that Bhikshu Gita. Here also, more you become qualified, more chance to know the truth with that, more chance to fall prey to the temptation. Like the wealth, so too like the power. When you are a big post of MLA and MP, you have more chance to serve the society and get their blessings. More ghotal also you can do, because your power, you can purchase the police wale or the legal wale, all that in a corrupt system. But all of that is bondage. So through Sadhya Mukti you can go, through Krama Mukti you can go. All in all, don't lose sight both of presence of Parabrahma as Rama, presence of Rama as Parabrahma. Why? Because it is what is seen. There's nothing you can question about. Your questions are not answered there. The facts are revealed there. Dropping the question, you have to accept the fact. Fact is in its transcendental form, in its transcendental form, Parabrahma is there. In the immanent form, the Ishvara Narayana is there. He at times, depending on the requirement, comes as Rama and Krishna. He is coming time and again and he is doing that. अब जो है उसको तुम एक्सेप्ट करके भक्त बनकर भक्ति करके अनुभव पाओ, अनुग्रह पाओ, आगे बढ़ो. See, I don't want to accept. Who will care whether you accept or not? Stupid. मैं सत्य बोलने में, मैं ऑनेस्ट रहने में मानता नहीं हूँ. तेरे मानने नहीं मानने से नहीं रहता हो. You will go on there as a truth eva. If you don't practice, you will be kicked. You are put behind bars. Can we question the eternal truths? We may not practice them, but you can't question them. They are there. So Paramatma in his transcendental form is eternal truth. And when you look from the world's standpoint, is there as Ishvara to manage? Then benefits for us are, in that case, become one with it in identity. Here become a servant or devotee. In both cases, they will supply with us. He gives the Atma Brahmananda. He gives all other Yogakshema Ananda. देखो माता पिता है मानकर उनसे प्रेम से हमको जो फायदा चाहिए वो पाते रहो. I don't accept in parenthood. I live like an animal. I don't care, and like no animal cares their parent. Abbe Bewkoof, that's the difference between you and animal. You have come from animal to go to the higher level, not from the human going back to animal level. There is always licentiousness to you to give up your parents and elders, live like animal. But there's always freedom also to you to accept their presence, their greatness, and adore them, worship them, respect them, love them, get all the money from them, get all the love from them, get all the security from them. है कि ना? पैदा होते ही माता पिता को छोड़कर भी जा सकते हैं, जिंदगी भर रहकर उनके सेवा करते हैं, उनसे जो भी पाना है पा सकते हैं. Extend this example. You can deny the Lord and live independent and get kicked all around. All the Nastikas do that. Being Astika Bhakta, we accept the Lord and worship Him. With His blessings, we go on getting. Remember, भगवान का दर्शन पाने का औकात नहीं है हमको, लेकिन जो भी उपासना हम कर रहे हैं उसके फलस्वरूप भगवान से हमको जो चाहिए वो निरंतर मिल रहा है. He is not seen, but He is giving everything. Don't lose faith in this thought. By the way, can you listen to the YouTube? I have not checked. Om Namo Namo Namah Shivaya Brahma Vishnu Surarchitaya Namo Namo Namah Shivaya. Om, sorry. Yeah. So, in introduction of today, this is a beautiful thought we try to catch. Now, coming to the chapter 1, Sarga, there Rama seeing Hanuman ordering Sita to teach Tattva to Hanumanji. Sita Mata is teaching that. In the Bada Sabha, everybody is listening, but how many caught it, understood it? 90% might have thought, अच्छा हनुमान जी को सीता जी सुना रही, राम ने कहा, उससे हमको कोई संबंध ही नहीं. Just like all the mukti giving Tattvajnana books when they are in the shop kept, same shop we visit, we buy novels and papers and never think that that is for us. है कि नहीं? मुक्ति देने वाला गीता है उसमें, उसको नहीं खरीदते, बट गीता है ही हमारे मुक्ति के लिए. सेम वे देर में भी सम ऑडियंस वेट आउट इज अच्छा हनुमान सीता जी की बात हो रही है, हमें को लेना देना नहीं. Some people might have heard, but they're not qualified like Hanumanji, with the Antakarana Shuddhi done through all the Nishkalmasha Seva done to Rama. Now at present, Hanuman is only Jignasu to know the truth. And he is Kruta Krutya inside what his children he has done. Through devotion, he has impressed Sita and Rama also. तो भगवान को इम्प्रेस किए, अंतकरण को शुद्ध किए, ज्ञान को पाने की इच्छा में थे, fully qualified. So, give him Tattvam. Tattvam at two levels. One, intellectually given the information knowledge, then that when you contemplate, you experience. Clear? Intellectual knowledge, Bauddhika Avagahana, is about presence of such state of dhyana, the truth is myself, and that experience comes. Now, what is the Tattva Jnana about Rama? Mother Sita has given in these two shlokas, in these 10-12 words, is the essence about Paramatma Tattva mentioned in variety of Upanishads and such granthas. Let us chant those two mantras. Then today we just see those names and meaning, some which we discussed in other contexts, in other texts. अब यहाँ भी आया तो यहाँ भी हम पढ़े, वो टेक्स्ट पढ़ ही रहे हैं इसको समझने के लिए ना, इसलिए चांट करो पहले. किं तथेति जानकी प्राह तत्त्वं रामस्य निश्चितम् हनुमते प्रपन्नाय सीता लोक विमोहिनी. लोक को विमोहित करने वाले प्रकृति रूपी सीता प्रपन्नाय हनुमते. Hanuman ji was totally surrendered. Sita praha, she spoke what? Ramasya tattvam. The essential nature of Rama, nishchitam. Nishchitam by Rama, Nishchitam by Sita, Nishchitam by all the Shastra, Nishchitam by all those Brahmagnani, Atmagnani. What? About Ramasya Tattvam. So Janaki Tatha iti, Ram ji ka order ko accept karke, okay karke, that Nishchita Tattva of Rama, Nishchita by Shastra, Nishchita by Rama, Nishchita by herself, Nishchita by all the Jnani, she gave to Hanuman. Why did he give? She gave because Hanumate Prapannaya. Hanumanji was ready to receive it in his prapatti. You know, that's what in the morning from Savikalpa to Nirvikalpa when we are talking, after establishing in Savikalpa, only to Parabrahma, we have to do the prapatti. Surrender to him. When he wants, he will reveal the Nirvikalpa. Savikalpa, without our mehnat, it will not happen. Nirvikalpa, without his grace, it will not happen. Having done our Savikalpa, Vardhan Nirvikalpa, you have to do the prapatti, surrender. Like we do surrender to the Nidra. To go to Nidra, whatever the preparation desire, we have to do. All the thing. You can't sleep in a very small chamber. You can't sleep while standing. So a proper bed made, on that you lie down, put the fan, everything required, drop all other thoughts of other than wanting to sleep. It's a mujhe karna hai. Nobody else can do it for me. After that, enter into sleep, मैं नहीं कर सकता. I can't even be there to say कि क्या ना उस स्लीप का एक वृत्ति भी रहा, स्लीप नहीं आता. The moment then we surrender there, suddenly we are sucked into sleep. What an example you see. So to the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, it just happens when we surrender there. Hanumanji, he has become Savikalpa Samadhi Yukta. Now he is Prapanna. Then Sita Mata, where teachings, he is almost giving him the Nirvikalpa Anubhuti. She gives Siddhantika and Anubhavika, Sri Rama gives. That way, this text actually, first one you can say, Hanumanji got mukti. Now, seeing this only, our तुलसी रामायण वाल्मीकि को अध्यात्म को लेकर तुलसीदास जी ने वो एक मंत्र लिखते हैं शुरुआत में. You know, सीताराम गुणग्राम पुण्यारण्य विहारिणौ वंदे विशुद्ध विज्ञानौ कवीश्वर कपीश्वरौ. To whom he did salutation? Kavishwara and Kapishwar. Kavishwara is Valmiki, who is taught by Narada, who is there, the listener, Valmiki, in the first Sarga of Balakanda, Valmiki Ramayana. Kapishwara is that student who heard the first Sarga in the Adhyatma Ramayana from the Guru, both Sita and Rama. He saluted both of them. In the Tulsidaji in his Ramayana. Therefore, he took Ramadhyatma Ramayana, in that Guru Sita Rama and Shishya is Hanuman. He took Valmiki Ramayana, in that the Guru is Naradji, Shishya is Valmiki. So Kavishwara Kapishwaro Vande. मतलब सब याद है तो दिमाग को खुलेगा. In that way, what we have to say, the composer of Valmiki Ramayana Valmiki, composer of or the audience of Adhyatma Ramayana Hanuman, and this Adhyatma Ramayana and also Tulsi, सारे जीवन मुक्त है. You have to keep that in mind. So tateti praha Sita prapannaya Hanumate Ramasya tattvam sunishchitam loka vimohini. What did she say? Only two slokas, 4 padas. No, 2 slokas, 8 padas, 4 lines, 64 letters about Rama. What is that? Let us chant this mantra, I believe, at least 3 times. पूरा 2 श्लोक एक बार से 3 बार पढ़ो सब. रामं विद्धि परं ब्रह्म सच्चिदानंदमद्वयं सर्वोपाधि विनिर्मुक्तं सत्तामात्रमगोचरम् आनंदं निर्मलं शांतं निर्विकारं निरंजनं सर्वव्यापिनमात्मानं स्वप्रकाशमकल्मषम्. एक अगेन. रामं विद्धि परं ब्रह्म सच्चिदानंदमद्वयं सर्वोपाधि विनिर्मुक्तं सत्तामात्रमगोचरम् आनंदं निर्मलं शांतं निर्विकारं निरंजनं सर्वव्यापिनमात्मानं स्वप्रकाशमकल्मषम्. अगेन. रामं विद्धि परं ब्रह्म सच्चिदानन्दमद्वयं सर्वोपाधिविनिर्मुक्तं सत्तामात्रमगोचरम् आनन्दं निर्मलं शान्तं निर्विकारं निरञ्जनं सर्वव्यापिनमात्मानं स्वप्रकाशम् अकल्मषम्. This is Rama. And what is she? वो भी पढ़ लेते हैं. मां विद्धि मूल प्रकृतिम सर्गस्थित्यंतकारिणीम तस्य सन्निधि मात्रेण सुजामीदमतन्द्रिता. मां विद्धि मूल प्रकृतिम सर्गस्थित्यंतकारिणीम तस्य सन्निधि मात्रेण सुजामीदमतन्द्रिता. मां विद्धि मूल प्रकृतिम सर्गस्थित्यंतकारिणीम तस्य सन्निधि मात्रेण सुजामीदमतन्द्रिता. So before we explain each of the word, only one sentence. Only one. What is that? What Parvati ji is seeing, what we are seeing is Rama and Sita who are seen by the Charma Chakshu. Okay? Sita and Rama seen by our Charma Chakshu is Sita Rama known to us. And we Sita and Rama to be understood with the Jnana Chakshu. That Jnanam is given now by Sita ji to Hanuman ji and Shiv ji to Parvati ji and Vyasa ji to all of us through this writing. So there is one way of looking at the world, Charma Chakshu, means with all upadhis. The other way of looking at the world with Jnana Chakshu, world or Bhagavan. Charma Chakshu se dekhoge, the Rama looks like as a human being. But there is the another Rama hidden behind the seen Rama. The रोने वाले राम, वानरों का मदद करने वाले राम, धक्का मुक्का करके ब्रिज बना के उधर जाने वाले राम, मुश्किल से 2-3 बार ऑलमोस्ट हार का सामना करते हुए भी रावण को मारने वाला राम. This is Rama you know outside. But inside that outer Rama, there is Tattva Rupa Rama. That is eternal Rama. That is a real Rama. He is not even called as Rama. He is no Nema. He is Nirupadika, Nirnama, Nirupa. No? He alone, at times, depending on the yuga, depending on requirement, takes up the roles of Rama Ityadi. In that, whichever role he takes up, he fulfills all those rules of the roles. Seeing that, you are caught up. Saying that Rama is Manushya, he is cried, he is Jiva, he is not a Jnani. What are you talking? Rama ka asali swarup hai. In this way, every Rupanama Yukta Devata, in their essential nature, is this Tattva only. That only at different periods of history, for different bhaktas to bless them in different occasions, to remove the different negative enemies, depending on their own tapasya and pavara, they takes different form. One tattva taking the different devata rupa in the period of history to serve or help the different bhaktas by eliminating different dushta shaktis. Same tattva always not necessary to eliminate dushta shakti. Other rupas also he come, like the Narada to do the prachara of the bhakti, like Veda Vyasa to write all the shastras. इसमें किसी को मारने का मरने का तो नहीं है ना, but that also is the expression of Paramatma to accomplish those required missions for the sustenance of the world as well as support for the jivas for evolution, providing jnanam. समझ में आ रहा है ना? भगवान के सारे अवतार सबको मारने वाले नहीं है. In the Matsya Avatara, oh, he did not kill. In Kurma Avatara, he did not kill. In Varaha Narasimha, he did. In Bali, in Vamana Avatara, kill nahi kiya, only suppressed inside. Parashurama, wholesale, 21 बार सबको. The Rama he had to do. Then Balarama, Krishna. Buddha, he only said not to kill only. Even एक चींटी को भी नहीं मारना कहा उन्होंने. When he comes as a Kalki, see what job required that they do. You know, the doctor, surgery requires surgery करेंगे. Amputation requires amputation करेंगे. Only by some outer पट्टी लगाओ तो हो गया तो हो जाएगा. He is only injection से injection होएगा. अरे एंटीबायोटिक ले लो 7 दिन हो जाएगा. और antihistamines ले लो हो जाए. Anything what works he gives that. Is it not? So to the Lord, what works he comes in that form. Seeing that work of God, and while doing that work, he'll have to impose some limitations in him. Seeing those limitations, don't get carried away that the God is limited. You are at loss. Your devotion, when it goes for him, you continue to be an arrogant ego, not getting the blessing support from him. सो क्या सेंटेंस हमको समझना है? चर्म चक्षु से दिखने वाले भगवान, ज्ञान चक्षु से दिखने वाले भगवान. ज्ञान इस बुद्धि का काम, चर्म चक्षु आंख देखता है. चर्म चक्षु, Arjuna was seeing Krishna from so many years. Suddenly divyam dadami te chakshu, he gave jnana chakshu. He immediately saw entire world is in Krishna. Krishna is permeating everything. He is more than the world. World has a part in him. He is beyond the entire seen world. Both he has seen, unmanifest and manifest. The manifest world was a part only. In him, the unmanifest God. Jnana chakshu khul gaya. Now, what struggle we are doing every day to listen to Shastra, Subha, Dopa and Sham, and begging, pleading in front of Guru and God is for only this thing, to open our Jnana Chakshu. अभी पढ़ा ना हमने, ज्ञान चक्षुर निरीक्षेता, अज्ञान चक्षुर निरीक्षेता, सर्वगम सच्चिदानंदम ज्ञान चक्षुर निरीक्षते, अज्ञान चक्षुर निरीक्षेता, भास्वंतम भानुमंदवतु. In the Atmabodha, almost toward the end, please beg to the Lord, try yourself to have the Bauddhika Jnana Chakshu, then in the Dhyana, Anubhava Jnana Chakshu, to see the truth as it is. So, to Hanumanji who is Prapanna, Sitaji is opening his Jnana Chakshu. And that's what sometimes the Gurus through the Shaktipata do to the disciples. Some of them give mukti, but if the disciples are not so deserving, a glimpse of that is given, and again they are back, brought to the earlier stage, only to tell them, ye wala tumhara lakshya hai, now you work yourself. Work on yourself, evolve yourself. Like Ramakrishna giving to Vivekananda. He gave the anubhuti. Then he came back, then he worked for it, himself gained it. Is it not? No, these are the Anubhava of Sitaji about Rama Tattva. So here don't look at the Charma Chakshu Rama or Valmiki Kruta Ramayana Akshita Ramayana existing only Rama as a Manusha avatar. He is Avatara, he came as Manusha, he played all this role. Don't limit Rama only to that, then you'll never have devotion to him. You'll never unite with him. So this is what is Rama. What are they? First, Ramam Vidhi. Vidhi is know with your intellectual comprehension, etc. What is Vidhi Ramam? Param. Param means something other than what you see. Ramam Vidhi Param. पहले राम को परम जानो. जो दिख रहा है उतना ही नहीं है, उसके परे है. And what is the para? How much is para? Brahma. Know him to be the Brahma. Who is Rama? He is Brahma. What Rama you are saying? Only the avatara, that also human being, that also cried for Sita. You only looking at one episode and coming to conclusion that Rama is bound. Whereas in his infinite Leelas, in one Leela he came as Ram, in the Rama avatara, in the thousands of activities, at one place temporarily, he just cried. Like in 3 hours of movie, in 5 minutes of short, somewhere the hero or heroine, they cry. They become emotional. Is it not? अब इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि पूरा वही emotional है. They show all those rasas in the movie. Then only it becomes hit. People appreciate it. They enjoy it. The true cinema creators does it to give message and entertainment to the audience. So, those who want money, they do all drama. Anyway, here, Ramam Vidhi Kim Parabrahma. Now, what is Parabrahma? In Vedanta Upanishad, he said as Satchit Anandam. This whole thing becomes one sentence. Ramam Satchidananda Parabrahma Vidhi. Satchidanandam Param Brahma iti Vidhi. It is known to Rama. It is known to me. It is known to uh, all the Jnanis, all Shastras talk. You must come to know now, hey Hanuman. Parabrahma came as Rama. You saw Rama. You took Rama only as real. Then in that real Rama, you saw so many limitations. Therefore, you think he is limited. This I am telling Sita Parvati told by Shivaji. In the case of Sita teaching Hanuman, Hanuman has no doubt. He is just grasping what Sita is saying. We have to remember both prasangas. Sita Hanuman Samvada going on here. Same time Parvati Uma Samvada is going. Shiva is telling what Sita told to Hanuman as ordered by Rama. भूलना मत उसको. So Shiva is hinting to Parvati. He, when Sita was telling Hanumanji, he was grasping. What about you? You also grasp. She told him, कि Rama is Sachidananda Parabrahma hai. Now each of the word Sat is the pure existence. Where is Sat? Question. What time is Sat? Question. In which object is Sat? Is a question. Answer is direct. Everywhere is Sat. At all times is Sat of the past, present, future. In objects, all is Sat. Okay. Look from that side. Therefore, on Sat only, the where named place, the time named time, when named time, then this or that object named object are superimposed. That is called as Sat. And that Sat is self-illuminating, therefore it is Chitta also. Can you listen? Can you sing? Saying that Rama is Manusha is correct, is Deva, is not a Jnani, but a Rama. Rama Sali Swarup. In this way, every Rupanama of the Devata, it is. Hari Om. This way, if you really have the time and patience and sattva guna and willingness to deeply ponder and contemplate, definitely we go away from untruth and reality near to the truth and reality. So, the Sat means what? That non objectifiable, non nameable, non formable, pure existence in which all the names and forms and times and places and objects and their modifications, etc., are superimposed to the screen of the TV on which everything is superimposed. Before the projection started, the screen was there. Projection is going on, screen is there. Projection stops, screen is there. So that screen is Satta. There is no time or place or thing where Sat is not there. On the Sat only, the time, place, object are superimposed. At this level of intellectual understanding. Sat is a concept of intellect. That on the seat of meditation, when I myself transcend all the Rupa, the Nama, the Guna, Desha, Kala, then I experience myself as the Sat. At that level, it is no more a concept, it is an Anubhuti. In this way, Anubhuti Rupena Eva, we can do the Nirdharana of Rama as Sat finally. What helps you for that is the conviction. We as a teachers giving you the intellectual information or conviction. Holding on to that intellectually transcend your understanding about Rama from he being an ordinary human being to the Sat level. Sat Rupi Rama is Anubhavagamya only as Atma. Rama, who is seeable, is in this avatara rupa. When he comes as avatara, he brings all his limitations, means superimposes that limitation. Through that, when you see, you are getting conditioned. That Rama is not a Bhagavan, he is a Jiva, he is bound, I cannot worship him. Oh, my dear Uma. These are all problem for Uma, not to Hanuman. And for us, we should transcend ourselves from the Uma Sthiti to Hanuman Sthiti. From Hanuman Sthiti, through the Bodha of Sita, we have to reach to Sita Sthiti. In Sita, Rama is herself, both are same. Clear? Ramam Vidhi Param. One by one word, you have to add and develop your explanation and understanding. Ramam, Ramam Vidhi, Ramam Vidhi Param. Param is something other than what you are seeing familiarly. And what is the non-familiar, seeable Rama, Brahma? What is the Lakshana of the Brahma? Sattu. And the Sat itself is Chittu. It has to be because who is certifying the Sat as existing is Chit only. If the Chit consciousness is not there, Sat is not certified. No. Something is existing, some awareness should be there to certify its existence. That is called as Chit. Simultaneously, it is Sat and Chit. From the existence standpoint, it is called as Sat. From the illumination standpoint, he is called Chit. And he has to be Sat as well as Chit. And Sat and Chit cannot be two. So one experience which is beyond Sat and Chit words is expressed as Sat and Chit from the existence and knowing standpoint. Again and again, when we listen this, the understanding becomes clear, deeper, subtler, and true, because this is a true understanding. And the Rama, because he is Sat, he is everywhere. Because he is Chit, he is all knower. Only to those who are not everywhere, that means limited, not all knower, the limited in knowledge, that they have dukkha. But Rama or the Tattva, Parabrahma being everywhere there, all knowing, there is no chance of dukkha. Therefore, what is his Swarupa? Ananda. Rama Satyachit Ananda. Ramam Vidhi Param Brahma, Ramam Vidhi Param Brahma Sattu, Ramam Vidhi Param Brahma Satyachittu, Ramam Vidhi Param Brahma Ananda. It's like type machine. When you learn type, no, first only a letter you have to type for 5 minutes or 1 day. Here the colon, something na? Then they teach you S, सिर्फ S दबाओ. Then दोनों मिलके AS, AS, AS. In the shorthand also, thoda सिखाते. Everywhere it is like that. A. In Sangeet also, one day, Re, then Ga, Sa, Re, Ga, then Ma, Pa, Da, Ni, then Pa, Sa, Ni, Da, Pa, Ma, Ga, Re, Sa. Then two, sa. एक ही दो बार sa. Re, re, ga, ga, ma, ma. Then sa, re, ga, ma, ma, pa. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. Sa, ni, da, pa. I am telling you as if I know. Only in this way, one by one word, we have to learn. Ramam Vidhi Param. Ramam Vidhi Param takes our understanding or makes us put an effort to understand Rama beyond what is he. Param means always something beyond. What is beyond? Nothing short than Brahma. And what is Brahma? Upanishad Vedya. In the Upanishad, what is said about Brahma? Sat. What is the meaning of Sat? The pure existence on which millions of cosmoses are superimposed and going back, and many more are yet to come and go back. And that Sat, wherever it is certified by the Chittu. Sat and Chit are not two. And this Satyachit being infinite, there is no limitation of finitude, therefore there is no misery. That's why it's called Ananda. And such infinite Satyachit Anandas cannot be two. Therefore, Advayam. See, the first line thoroughly understood, the nature of the self, truth, reality, Brahma, Atma, as strugglingly being explained by all rishis through all Upanishads, we will be able to understand. But this understanding is not realization. Discovering that Sachidananda Brahma in our heart as our own self is liberation for me, the Jiva, who was not knowing my that infinite real self and get identifying with the perishable upadhis and suffering those limitations. Like a multimillionaire moving in the slum area, suffering all those suffocations. He is already multimillionaire. Anytime he can come out of that and go and enjoy. I, the Sachidananda Atma, suffering in the slum of this one upadhi identification. You detach from it and go to your pristine glory. That is mukti. Further, the Siddhanta Jnana. And this is the ultimate. Rama Vidhi Parabrahma Sachidananda Madhvayam. Rama Vidhi Parabrahma Sachidananda Madhvayam. Rama Vidhi Parabrahma Sachidananda Madhvayam. Then that Sachidananda Parabrahma is slowly, this is called Swarupa Lakshana of Rama or Tattva or Parabrahma. Subsequently, the Tatastha Lakshanas, some of them are said. Swarupa Lakshana is by himself is nature. Tatastha Lakshana is in contact with, in relation with what we see the world. Okay, are you with me? The Skype. One person say Hari Om. Hari Om. One person. Don't go into Sachidananda Brahma immediately. Are you there? Gupta Garu? Om? Hari Om? Hari Om? You are there? Anybody? Vinod Garu, Unara? Somebody please reply Mahatma. Shiva Unama? Are you all there? Vinod Garu. Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji.
వినిపిస్తుందా?
వినిపిస్తాను స్వామి.
మధ్యలో బ్రేక్ వచ్చిందా ఇందాక హాఫ్ మినిట్ బ్యాక్? As I was saying in the earlier break also, with that willing mind, calm, quiet mind freed from the worldliness through contentment, freed from all raga dvesha. In this way, on every word, when we ponder, contemplate, our understanding becomes deeper, subtler about the truth. This is called as Vedanta Adhyatmic Sadhana. So Ramam Vidhi Param Brahma Sachidanandam Advayam. Ramam Vidhi Param Brahma Sachidanandam Advayam. Okay? Think more. The data is forgotten immediately. That's what is our memory power. Today we saw in introduction. But take these points home, ponder day in and day out, then slowly the idea becomes stronger. And always remember, the Sachidananda is experienced only on the self. Huh? What did you say? Okay? On the seat of Dhyanam, slowly when we experience it as self, the journey completes. Before that, keep on pondering. Before that, keep on studying. For that, keep on listening. सुनो पढ़ो मनन चिंतन करो ध्यान करो अनुभव को पाओ. These are the 5 things. Then the second line what is said कि सर्व उपाधि विनिर्मुक्तम. Okay, in his essential nature Paramatma is free from all the upadhis. Paramatma has the 3 upadhis. One is the samashti upadhi, at that time is Ishvara. Avatara upadhi, at that time he comes as Rama. And as a Jiva upadhi, he alone is expressing as every one of us. In his ultimate nature, he is free from all upadhis. Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam. And therefore, when we have to recognize that Sachidananda Brahma Rama, we also have to become free from our own upadhis. And that outer and inner sadhanas by which we transcend all the limited upadhi and to discover our nirupadhika sthiti is called Adhyatmic sadhana. What is Adhyatmika sadhana? Nirupadhika Atma Anubhava Prayatnam. And for that, all the karma yogas, ashtanga yogas, every one of them are required. Clear? So, sarvopadi vinirmuktam. Then satta matram. Here satta matram, and already sat came earlier. Same thing. What is the meaning of satta matram is what? He is pure existence. Existence is not conceptualized into any of the upadhi, any of the rupanama. That is the ultimate Rama. Satta matram. And as we were saying from last 15 minutes, 3-4 times, same thing is said here, agocharam. He is Indriya agochara. He is mana agochara. He is buddhi agochara. Lekin he is anubhava gochara or gamya as our own self. This is a shloka for homework for us to contemplate, ponder on Tattva of Rama as much as possible. So, whenever we see Rama, see him as a Manushya, lived a life of Dharma, learn from it. See as an avatara and pray to him and be blessed by him. And see him as Parabrahma, realize him on the seat of meditation as the self. So, Rama as Manushya is an Adarsha for us. As an avatara is upasya devata for us, as a Parabrahma Atma Anubhava Gamya. Clear? And in the second shloka, Anandam, Nirmalam, Shantam, Nirvikaram, Niranjanam, Sarvavyapinam, Atmanam, Swaprakasham, Akalmasham. 9 more beautiful pointers to contemplate, to reach to actual Rama in intellectual understanding, which is not final, later on through meditation, in our own self as the experience. These 9 gems, which are the talkings of the Upanishads about Parabrahma Tattva, are mentioned for Rama by Sitaji to Hanumanji, which Bhagavan Maheshwara telling Parvati ji. We are also listening. Okay, so live in Vyavahara, but let us have an Adarsha of Rama. Don't only have the Adarsha of Rama, also invoke his blessings by taking his avatara, transcend even that, discover Rama to be Parabrahma, and ultimately Parabrahma Rupa Rama only is Atma Rama. Atma Rupa Rama only always with us. What it is, tomorrow we'll see. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan Ki Jai with little tests for us. Lord has given some interruptions, but we know we were not getting carried away or disturbed. Let us do our everyday Parayanam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashastaya Sarvamay Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Sri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Bhagyabdi Chandrika Vakta Chittakeki Ganagana Roga Parvata Dambholer Mrutyudara Kutarikaye Namo Namaha. Om Nase Roga Hare Samapira. Javata Nirantara Hanuvata Veera. Om Shri Hanumadveeraya Namaha. Om Shri Hanumate 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 Namaha. Shiva Mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 ॐ भवद्नखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्गष्टाय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीलक्ष्मीनारसिंहाय प्रह्लादाय च। ॐ वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्गष्टाय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीलक्ष्मीनारसिंहाय प्रह्लादाय च। ॐ वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्गष्टाय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंहः प्रचोदयात्। ओम नमो भगवते श्री लक्ष्मी नारसिंहाय प्रह्लादाय च. In our today's Stotra Parayanam, one we do Bhagavan Manasa Puja. विष्णु मूर्ति का मानस पूजा शंकर भगवान ने लिखा, पढ़ेंगे. सो टू श्री राम भुजंग स्तोत्रम. ये 29, ये जाकर के 10, 39 श्लोका, some 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Never mind, let's spend. ओम अथ श्री आदि शंकराचार्य कृत भगवन् मानस पूजा स्तोत्रम्. ओम 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 हृदं भोजे कृष्णः सजल जलदश्यामलतनुः सरोजाक्षस्रग्वी मकुटकटकाद्याभरणवान् शरद्राकानाथ प्रतिमवदन श्रीमुरलिकां वहन् ध्येयो गोपी गणपरिवृत कुङ्कुमचितः पयोधेर्द्वीपान् मम हृदय माया हि भगवन् मणिव्रातभ्राजत् कनकवरपीठं भज हरे शुचिह्नौ ते पादौ यदुकुलजनेनेऽस्मि सुजलैः गृहाणेदं दूर्वा दलजलवत् अर्घ्यं मुररिपो त्वमाचामोपेन्द्र त्रिदश सरिदम्भोति शिशिरम् भजस्वेमं पञ्चामृत फलरसाप्लावमगहन् द्युनद्या काळिन्द्या अविकनककुम्भस्थितमिदं जलं तेन स्नानं कुरु कुरु कुरुष्वाचमनकम् तटिद्वर्णे वस्त्रे भज विजयकान्तादिहरणम् प्रलम्बारिभ्रातर मृदुलमुपमीतं कुरुगळे ललाटे पाटीरं मृगमदयुतं धारय हरे गृहाणेदं माल्यं शतदलतुलस्यादिरचितं दशाङ्गं धूपं सत्वरद चरणाग्रेऽर्पितमिदं मुखं दीपेनेन्दु प्रभ विरजसं देवकलये इमौ पाणिवाणी पतिनुत सकर्पूररजसा विशोध्याग्रे दत्तं सलिलमिदमाचामनृहरे सदा तृप्तान्नं षड्रसवत् अखिल व्यञ्जनयुतं सुवर्णापात्रे गोघृतचषकयुक्ते स्थितमिदं यशोदासूनो तत्परमदयया शानसखिभिः प्रसादं वाञ्छद्भिः सह तदनुनीरं पिब विभो सचूर्णं ताम्बूलं मुखरुचिकरं भक्षय हरे फलं स्वादुप्रीत्या परिमलवदास्वादाय चिरं सपर्यापर्याप्त्यै कनकमणिजातं स्थितमिदं प्रदीपैरारार्तिं जलधितनयाश्लिष्टरुचये विजातीयै पुष्पैः अतिसुरभिर्बिल्वतुलसी युतैश्चेमं पुष्पाञ्जलि अजितते मूर्ध्नि निदधे तव प्रादक्षिण्य क्रमणमघविध्वंसिरचितं चतुर्वारं विष्णो जनिपथगतेश्चान्तविदुषा नमस्कारोष्टाङ्गः सकलदुरितध्वंसनपटुः कृतं नृत्यं गीतं स्तुतिरपि रमाकान्तत इयं तव प्रीत्यै भूयात् अहमपि च दासस्तव विभो कृतं छिद्रं पूर्णं कुरु कुरु नमस्तेऽस्तु भगवन् सदा सेव्य कृष्ण सजलघननीलः करतले दधानो दध्यन्नं तदनु नवनीतं मुरलिकां कदाचित् कान्तानां कुचकलशपत्राणिरचना समासक्तस्निग्धैः सह शिशुविहारं विरचयन् इति श्री आद्यशङ्करकृत भगवन् मानसपूजा स्तोत्रम् ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। अथ श्री आद्यशंकराचार्य विरचित श्रीराम भुजंग स्तोत्रम् श्रीराम भुजंग। See, we are studying Ramayana also to Rama Bhujanga Stotram. Om विशुद्धं परं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं गुणाधारमाधारहीनं वरेण्यं महान्तं विभान्तं गुहान्तं गुणान्तं सुखान्तं स्वयं धाम रामं प्रपद्ये शिवं नित्यमेकं विभुं तारकाख्यं सुखाकारमाकार शून्यं सुमान्यं महेशं कलेशं सुरेशं परेशं नरेशं निरीशं महिषं प्रपद्ये यदा वर्णयत् कर्णमूलेऽन्तकाले शिवो राम रामेति रामेति काश्यां तदेवं परं तारकब्रह्मरूपं भजेऽहं 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 महारत्नपीठे शुभे कल्पमूले सुखासीनमादित्यकोटिप्रकाशं सदा जानकी लक्ष्मणोपेतमेकं सदा रामचन्द्रं भजेऽहं भजेऽहं क्वणरत्नमञ्जीरपादारविन्दं लसन्मेखलाचारु पीताम्बराढ्यं महारत्नहारोल्लसत् कौस्तुभाङ्गं सदच्चं चरी मञ्जरीलोलमालं लसत् चन्द्रिकास्मेरशोणाधराभं समुद्यत् पतङ्गेन्दुकोटिप्रकाशं नमद्ब्रह्मरुद्रादिकोटिररत्न स्फुरत् कान्तिनीराजनाराधिताङ्घ्रिं पुरः प्राञ्जलीनाञ्जनेयादिभक्तान् स्वचिन्मुद्रया भद्रया बोधयन्तं भजेऽहं सदा रामचन्द्रं त्वदन्यं न मन्ये न मन्ये न मन्ये यदा मत्समीपं कृतान्तः समेत्य प्रचण्ड प्रकोपैर्भटैर्भाषयेन्मां तदा विष्करोषि त्वदीयं स्वरूपं सदा पत्प्रणाशं सकोदण्डबाणं निजे मानसे मन्दिरे सन्निधेहि प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो रामचन्द्र ससौमित्रिणा कैकेयीनन्दनेन स्वशक्त्यानुभक्त्या च संसेव्यमानः स्वभक्ताग्रगण्यैः कपीशैर्महीशैः अनीकैरनेकैश्च राम प्रसीद नमस्ते नमोऽस्त्वीश राम प्रसीद प्रसाधि प्रकाशं प्रभो मां त्वमेवासि दैवं प्रमेयं यदेकं सुचैतन्यमेतत् वदन्यन्न मन्ये यतो भूतमेयं वियद्वायुतेजः जलोर्व्याधिकार्यं चरं चाचरं च नमः सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय तस्मै नमो देवदेवाय रामाय तुभ्यं नमो जानकी जीवितेशाय तुभ्यं नमः पुण्डरीकाय ताक्षाय तुभ्यं नमो भक्तियुक्तानुरक्ताय तुभ्यं नमः पुण्यपुञ्जैकलभ्याय तुभ्यं नमो वेदवेद्याय चाद्याय पुंसे नमः सुन्दरायेन्दिरावल्लभाय नमो विश्वकर्त्रे नमो विश्वहर्त्रे नमो विश्वभोक्त्रे नमो विश्वमात्रे नमो विश्वनेत्रे नमो विश्वजेत्रे नमो विश्वपित्रे नमो विश्वमात्रे नमस्ते नमस्ते समस्तप्रपञ्च प्रभोग प्रयोग प्रमाण प्रवीण मदीयं मनस्त्वत्पदद्वन्द्वसेवां विधातुं प्रवृत्तं सुचैतन्यसेद्यै शिलापि त्वदङ्घ्रि क्षमा सङ्गिरेणु प्रसादाद्धिचैतन्यमाधत्तराम नरस्त्वत्पदद्वन्द्वसेवाविधानात् सुचैतन्यमेतीति किञ्चित्रमत्र पवित्रं चरित्रं विचित्रं त्वदीयं नराये स्मरन्त्यन्वहं रामचन्द्र भवन्तं भवान्तं भरन्तं भजन्तो लभन्ति कृतातं न पश्यन्त्यतोऽन्ते सपुण्य सगण्य शरण्यो ममायं नरो वेदयो देवचूडामणिं त्वां सदाकारमेकं चिदानन्दरूपं मनोवागगम्यं परन्धाम राम प्रचण्डं प्रताप प्रभावाभिभूत प्रभूतारिवीर प्रभो रामचन्द्र कथं ते बलं वर्ण्यतेऽतीव बाल्ये यतो खण्डिचण्डीश कोदण्डदण्डः दशग्रीवमुग्रं सपुत्रं समित्रं सरिद्दुर्गमध्यस्तरक्षो गणेशं भवन्तं विना राम वीरो नरो वा असुरो वा वरो वा जयेत्कस्त्रिलोक्यां भवन्तं विना राम वीरो नरो वा सुरो वा मरो वा जयेत्कस्त्रिलोक्यां सदा राम रामेति नामामृतं ते सदा राममानन्द निश्यन्दकन्दं पिबन्नन्वहं नैव मृत्योः बिभेमि प्रसादादसादात्तनैव सदा राम रामेति रामामृतं ते सदा राममानन्द निश्यन्दकन्दं पिबन्नन्वहं नैव मृत्योः बिभेमि प्रसादादसारात्तवैव असीता समेतैरकोदण्डभूषैः असौमित्रवन्द्यैरचण्डप्रतापैः अलङ्केशकालैरसुग्रीवमित्रैः अरामाभिधेयैरलं दैवतैर्नः अवीरासनस्तैरचिन्मुद्रिकाढ्यैः अभक्ताञ्जनेयादि तत्त्वप्रकाशैः अमन्दारमूलैरमन्दारमालैः रामाभिधेयैरलं दैवतैर्नः असिन्धुप्रकोपैरवन्द्यप्रतापैः अबन्धुप्रयाणैरमन्दस्मिताढ्यैः अदण्डप्रवासैरभूमप्रबोधैः अरामाभिधेयैरलं दैवतैर्नः हरे राम सीता पते रावणारे खरारे मुरारे सुरारे परेति तपन्तं नयन्तं सदा कालमेनं समालोकया शेषबन्धो नमस्ते सुमित्रा सुपुत्राभिवन्द्य नमस्ते सदा कैकयीनन्दनेड्य नमस्ते सदा वानराधीशवन्द्य नमस्ते नमस्ते सदा रामचन्द्र प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रचण्ड प्रताप प्रसीद 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 प्रचण्डारिकाल प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रसन्नानुकम्पिन् प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो रामचन्द्र भुजङ्ग प्रयातं परं वेदसारं मुदा रामचन्द्र स्वभक्त्या च नित्यं पठन् सन्ततं चिन्तयन् स्वान्तरङ्गे स एव स्वयं रामचन्द्रः स धन्यः स एव स्वयं रामचन्द्रः स धन्यः इति श्री आद्यशङ्कराचार्य कृत श्रीरामभुजङ्गस्तोत्रम् ओम शांति 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 सर्वं श्री परमात्मा चरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु. Tomorrow we'll chant Bhaja Govinda Stotram, if the time permits, Narayana Ashtadasha Shloki. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasi. Pranaya Appanaya Vyanaya Udanaya Samanaya Brahmane Brahmatmanam Brahmaved. मध्य मध्यामृतपाने उत्तरावस्तपाद प्रक्षालना सुंद ओम ओम नीलमेघ श्याम कृष्ण नित्य जगन मोहन बाल गोपाल ओम वेणुगान लोल वेदांत वेद्य नवनीत चौर निभक्त जनाधार परमदयावार्धे मुक्ति संधायक गीतामृत दात परम योगीश पार्थ सारथि रूप कृष्ण सर्वमंगलम राम सद्गुरु सर्वमंगलम ओम नतत्र सूर्यमान नारायणा विद्महे वासुदेव तन्नो विष्णु सहिता विद्महे सीता तन्नो राम भार्याय विद्महे ओम तत्त्वज्ञानाय शिव आंजनेयाय विद्महे रामदूत नमो ब्रह्माय ओम तत्पुरुषाय महादेवाय तन्नो मंगलम गुरुयाम राम ब्रह्मलोकाल धैर्य में गुरु को भगवान कोमल सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय राधावर कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय उमावर चंद्रचूड़ भगवान की जय रामायण महाभारत भागवत उपनिषद गीतादि ब्रह्मसूत्र योग वासिष्ठ पातंजलि सूत्र अध्यात्म रामायण शिव पुराण समस्त सनातन धर्म वैदिक संस्कृति शास्त्र की जय वेद व्यास सुखदेव भगवान की जय और वेद व्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्य की जय विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि तुलसीदास वेद व्यासादि रामायण आचार्य की जय वेद व्यास सुखदेव सूतादि भागवत आचार्य की जय समसंतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय आज के आनंद की जय नमः पार्वती मदे हर हर महादेव हर सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय जय राम राम अम्बे अम्बे माता की जय. बोलो भाई सब भक्त मंडल की साधक मंडल की जिज्ञासु मंडल की श्रोता मंडल की जय. Thank you friends. See you tomorrow. One more day at the feet of the Lord. Thanks. Sorry for